With this video, we will be doing Toronto police release evidence of how Drake faked the shooting. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we're making, please help put our merchandise and link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
CBC News has learned more about the security firm operating here outside the house. Have a look at that vehicle.
Nice.
Jungle Lion Security presents itself as Canada's #1 provider of security services. But no one answered our repeated calls, and the firm doesn't appear to have a website. We obtained Ontario Transportation Ministry records showing the license plate on the company's vehicle is registered to Aubrey D. Graham, better known as Drake. And the only person listed in the security.
I don't even know why the car is in his name. I'm surprised it's not in someone else's name. If I was the head guy, I'm not putting none of that stuff in my name.
That's the only thing that I don't understand. Like, everything is set up so nothing comes back to him, and then you got the car in your name.
Which is crazy.
I don't get it.
Security firm's public profile is the man seen next to Drake in this video.
Chubbs.
His reported head of security, known to fans as Chubbs.
Drake literally hiring security guards to fake a shooting is next level wicked. Toronto police have launched an investigation into the shooting that happened outside of Drake's house and have uncovered that it was Drake all along. Not only that, the mole has come forward via Twitter with extensive evidence proving that Drake did not hire him, and he is telling Drake he has 24 hours to respond with a lawyer or else. Everybody.
That would be crazy if you really set the whole situation up to take the heat off what was going on with Kendrick at the moment. That's a picture that's being painted. He wanted to make it look like he was having personal problems at the house. This is why I can't really do the Kendrick beef stuff right now. And if it was fake and set up, that's gonna be crazy.
That's like some Jussie Smollett shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Real talk though. Like the same thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole nother situation.
A whole nother situation.
Like, that would be the absolute worst thing that could happen.
Facts.
So, wow though.
They think them Nike shoes not selling now. Let this really come out of light. They never sell no Nocto ever again.
Man, this would make this an even bigger L than it already is.
Facts.
Hates Drake. Y'all, not the police evidence implicating Drake for orchestrating the shooting at his own house to get out of this beef that he had going on with Kendrick Lamar. Drake has been having to go at it with half the industry that hates him. But this beef with Kendrick Lamar has to be one of the nastiest things that we've seen in rap for a hot minute. However, things got out of hand last week when we found out that Drake's house got shot up by some unknown assailants, and fans immediately pointed fingers at Kendrick for ordering this hit. But from new evidence that just got leaked by Toronto's own police, it appears that Drake might have allegedly been behind his own shooting. Allegedly, Drake might have been the brain behind the shooting as a way to bow out of the beef between Kendrick. You know, the same beef that the streets have been accusing him of big losing. Yeah, Drake done took a L and he never bounced back. Yeah, there's a whole lot of insanity going on.
You gotta do what you gotta do out here, man. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. If things ain't going well in your favor, yo, you gotta make up a reason to get up out of this situation. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it becomes enemies necessary out here. Real rap.
I can't even put it to words, man. This is the craziest move I've ever seen.
It's crazy.
On around here, y'all better get in on this because we're about to do some expose bruise tea. Because these details that came from the Toronto police are crazy.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood. Courtesy of our CTV News chopper, police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but
I want to know who signed on to get hit.
Yeah.
Yo, I got a job I need somebody to volunteer for. I want to be like, yo, I'll do that.
Yeah, right. Who gonna take the bullet?
That's crazy.
But no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he is.
Man, just make it a flesh wound.
This ain't a flesh wound. All right, on 3. 1.
Hey, we going on 3 or 3 then go. we got this situated.
Offered to fully cooperate with them.
Y'all, this beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar is fast becoming one of the wildest and craziest things that we've ever seen. And it is earning its place among the ranks of the craziest, wildest rap beefs of all time. But as messy as the drama is, nobody could have ever predicted the crazy plot twist that went down over the weekend, because there are new allegations that Drake allegedly put out a hit on himself to make it look like either Kendrick or the Weeknd put a hit out on him. Trying to get sympathy?
He said he put a hit out on himself.
Are you for real?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Y'all, what is going on in the world? Drake's got himself tangled up in some serious drama with half the industry, and it's spiraling out of control by the minute. At first, it was just him, Metro Boomin, Kendrick, and Future exchanging shots. But then Kanye West decided to jump in. Rick Ross decided to jump in. And allegedly, The Weeknd has been on this beef. And just when we thought that things couldn't get any wilder, Kendrick Lamar went all the way in, dropping diss track after diss track that shook the whole hip-hop scene. But the showdown between Drake and The Weeknd takes the cake for sheer craziness. I mean, Kendrick went hard on Drake, but no doubt, the first word on the streets is that Weeknd went a step further and allegedly put a hit out on Drake. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The Weeknd seems very low-key and blinded by the light and definitely reserved. But you know what they say about those quiet ones.
When you die, you go to another life. Maybe heaven, maybe purgatory, maybe hell. These are the
They're the ones.
She right. Throughout this whole ordeal, The Weeknd been real quiet. His name was brought up in that whole situation that happened in front of Drake house, but he never came out, rebutted it, said anything, put a statement out. He
never said anything at all.
At all. If my name is tied up something like that, and I didn't have nothing to do with it, I'm just gonna, I had nothing to do with that. Keep my name out of it. He took the other route. I ain't saying nothing. It is what it is. A street cred for me.
Yeah.
Ones you gotta watch out for. Now you might be wondering why people think that The Weeknd would go after Drake like that. Well, apparently it stems from Drake supposedly ordering a hit on someone from The Weeknd's camp a few weeks ago. But as for Drake, why would he do such a thing? Well, it all goes back to their beef that runs deep. It's not just a personal feud between them, it spilled over to their labels too. OVO and EXO are at each other's throats. So if you're not up to speed on this gossip, let me spill that tea about.
So it's like, when you just seen that, with them like hugging each other, bowing down, it's like, was all that fake?
Yeah, because it's
if it turned left that quick, you can't go from you my brother, I respect you.
You the man.
It seemed phony.
Backstabbing.
You between them, it spilled over to their labels too. OVO and EXO are at each other's throats. So if you're not up to speed on this gossip, let me spill that tea about Drake and The Weeknd's history. Back in the day when The Weeknd was just a rookie in the music game, Drake was one of the first big names to take notice of his talent. I mean, it was obvious to everybody that The Weeknd was a star in the making. According to reports, Drake's buddy and collaborator 40 was the first one who crossed paths with The Weeknd, and then he brought him onto Drake's inner circle. Now Drake was eager to bring Weeknd into the fold of his label OVO Records, although they didn't sign a deal right away. But despite not signing,
it was like when he was just early in the game learning how to do his vampire thing. He took like 6 songs off The Weeknd's album and put them on his album. So that was just
his vampire thing.
Yeah, that's when it started with The Weeknd. Weeknd was like the first one where he just take care. I think the album was Take Care, but he took 6 of his songs and that's where
ran with it.
Yeah, facts.
signing an official contract with The Weeknd to join OVO, they kept working together, with Drake playing a mentor role in The Weeknd's career. And The Weeknd even had a hand in shaping Drake's 2011 album Take Care, and he was involved in the writing process for at least 4 tracks.
6.
But here's where it gets weird. Drake didn't exactly shout from the rooftops about The Weeknd's contributions to the album. For the longest time, it was like he was keeping it on the low. It wasn't until a few years back that the truth actually came out, and Drake was basically backed into a corner and had to give The Weeknd props that he was due, and he gave him some writing credits on the album Take Care. Yeah, y'all, The Weeknd was responsible for
some writing credits. He wrote the whole song. The song was already made. You feel what I'm saying? You know, like when you're a young artist, you're making music. So he was getting with Drake because he had an album he wanted to put out. So Drake listened to the album, took 6 of the songs, re-recorded them exactly the way he already had it, and put it on his album.
Transcriptions.
Yeah. And nobody never knew that because at that time
Drake
didn't want nobody to know he had ghostwriters. Take Care was very early in Drake's career. There was no ghostwriter allegation out yet about Drake. You feel what I'm saying? So he took somebody's 6 songs. Who won't want somebody to know that?
Yeah, you definitely gonna want to know. You gonna be publishing.
How many songs is on the album? 12, 13, and 6 of them came from this guy.
Yeah, 6 bangers at that.
At that.
For loving the crew, she's loving the crew, loving the crew, and take a shot for me. Oh, and I can tell that you've been practicing. Girl, you look good once you back that. Remember? Yeah, honestly, those are some of my favorite songs on that album. So The Weeknd
he said, "Give me those. I need those.
I need those."
definitely had a big hit.
Weeknd like, what about my album? We'll figure out later.
Yeah, we gonna work something.
We'll work something out.
And didn't make it
Never
that
got
big a
worked out.
success. But anyways, Drake and The Weeknd kept on grinding. But by this point, Drake was seriously considering officially bringing The Weeknd into the OVO fold because he saw the gold mine of a talent he had in his hands. But here's the twist. The Weeknd wasn't just talented, he was savvy and smart as F too. He was paying attention to how things worked at OVO and noticed a pattern. None of the Drake signees were hitting it big time. To be fair to Drake, it's not like he was deliberately holding artists back, it seems. Just seemed to not really work out.
How do you think you're not holding your artists back when their biggest songs, you're taking them?
Yeah, you're contributing.
And leaving them with the scraps. That's left over from everything you take away from them.
Yeah, you're definitely first-hand contributing.
Yeah.
For any of his artists. In fact, it's a common occurrence when an artist with a super active career tries to balance their own career while nurturing others. The balancing one career is enough, but trying to stay relevant as an artist while trying to build the career of another artist is hard as F, and very few people have managed to do it successfully. Take Beyonce for example. She's got her own label and has brought on board a bunch of artists who are super talented and should have made it big as well. But apart from the Bailey sisters, none of them have really struck it gold. And even with Chloe and Halle, their success hasn't exactly been chart-topping. Chloe's solo debut album didn't exactly set the world on fire, selling just 10,000 copies in the first week and barely scraping onto the Billboard Hot 200 at number 119. And that
a lot of people were saying with that, it didn't get enough support from Beyonce. Like Beyonce didn't post it, really didn't give it a promotion. Like the whole thing you think about being on a big person's platform is to get the promotion from them.
Right.
If Beyonce would have posted her, she would have way more than 10,000. But if you're not getting the reason that you're on the label to begin with help, then it really is not helping you. You're just in the same situation you was in.
Yeah, you're seeing where you was at with a bigger name.
Yeah, that's it.
That's with Queen Bee's name backing them. And even though Halle found success as an actress, especially last year, her music career isn't as huge as you would expect. She dropped 2 solo songs last year, and both of those songs made some waves on social media and went viral, but neither one of them broke into the main Billboard Hot 100 chart solo. To be fair, she's got some spots on other Billboard artists, but not the big league ones.
I mean, musically, she doing her thing out here. We just know as reactors, anytime she do something, it's gonna do numbers. People gonna pay attention to her, and it's been like that for like the last couple years. So,
yeah, they really been paying attention.
Yeah, so her numbers is not like fake. She got real fan base, and people are really checking for her. Her name hold weight out. Her name hold weight out here, whether she Billboard or not. Her name hold weight.
Yeah, people know what they looking for.
She respect it.
And that's kind of odd considering her large social media following and general popularity, but hey, she's under Beyonce's wing and B's got her own superstar career to navigate.
It's time to start my second life, the farming life that I wished for!
We're about to go...
leaving limited attention bandwidth for her proteges. But seeing all this play out at Drake's OVO label, The Weeknd had a crystal clear vision of his future if he signed to OVO. So he made a smart move in needing to deal with Republic Records back in 2012, starting his own XO Records. And guess what? That decision paid off because he was able to...
Why be a worker when you have a chance to be a boss? And you gotta look at a pattern of what's going on around here. Like, you took my songs, you want me to come sign to you so you can take more of my stuff. In the future, I'd rather try to do my own thing and take my own chances because I see what you're doing to these other artists that's around here. That's the time they was calling OVO a sweatshop where all these artists is writing for Drake. Like, why would I want to come be a part?
Why would I do that?
I want to be a star too. I don't just want to help you keep getting bigger. I want to get big myself.
Absolutely.
Facts.
To chart his own course and really blossom in his career. Honestly, if he remained at OVO, he probably would not have been the big superstar that he is today. But Drake wasn't exactly happy about losing his premium writer. He was bitter with The Weeknd making the jump to Republic Records, and he felt like The Weeknd owed him for all the free promo he gave him back in the day.
It's like Kendrick saying, "Oh, you hate when people have success, don't you?" And bring that bar up to mind when you hear that. But we already knew that was the case. Like, of course, you're going to be mad for losing your best writer at the time, but what is this man supposed to do? He's not supposed to eat. He's not supposed to feed his family.
Just supposed to watch you eat and just be around.
Yeah, facts.
Like, nah.
But shortly after the news broke that The Weeknd was ditching OVO for Republic, Drake started throwing massive shade at him, calling him out for being disloyal and ungrateful. However, The Weeknd wasn't ungrateful to Drake. He always gave Drake his flowers and acknowledged the role that Drake played in helping him grow his career. But Drake wasn't feeling none of that, even when The Weeknd gave him a shout out at a concert.
This man, motherfucking Drake. There be no motherfucking Weeknd. There be no XO. So please, make some fucking noise for my mentor, my brother, and my friend, Drizzy motherfucking Drake.
Drake then made a salty and bitter tweet that said, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." It looks like Drake was not about to let The Weeknd...
You owe me a favor, yo. I'm not blown up because of you.
Right.
You got other artists around here that signed to you that didn't blow up, that had the same opportunities I had. So it's more than just you. It's me. You feel what I'm saying?
That's the part I don't like, man. It often comes off like that. Like, I made you.
Yeah.
I made you. You see what I did? Like, nah.
So why you make all these other guys?
Make another me.
That part.
And walk away without a fight, especially when he had visions of dollar signs dancing in his head.
Nice.
So he decided to play the petty card. When The Weeknd and Bella Hadid called it quits, Drake swooped in faster than you can say rebound, sparking rumors of a fling between him and Bella. It was pretty obvious Drake was using Bella as a pawn to try to get under The Weeknd's skin. He even dropped a track called Finesse, where he laid it all out. I want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I can't decide. Fashion Week is more your thing than mine. I can't even lie. I'd rather stay inside. But The Weeknd was not about to let that slide at all. And it turns out that he could be...
That's how Drake is, man. You got a problem with you, yo, he going after your girl. That's like the first thing. He's sliding in the DMs off the rip.
Right, and then he making songs about it.
That's crazy. I can see it in your eyes. Whoa.
That's petty. He fired back with some serious heat in his track Lost in the Fire, where he threw some shade at Drake with lines like, "And I just want a baby with the right one. I just want a baby with the right."
She got some
I can
vocals.
never be the one to hide.
Right,
Should never be the one to hide. Y'all, that was a direct hit aimed at Drake for hiding his son for the world and his world from the sun. Yeah, he kept Adonis a secret until Pusha T blew the lid off the secret during their beef. And the drama just kept simmering on between them, even though they tried to play nice in public. But if you've been paying attention to the grapevine and keeping your ears to the streets like me, then you know that Drake and The Weeknd have been throwing shade at each other for what feels like ages. Then boom, it all blew up a couple of weeks back when The Weeknd hopped on this weird sounding track called We Still Don't Trust You. which was real 90s sounding, but it had A$AP Rocky, Metro Boomin, and The Future on it. And get this, every single one of them has some type of beef with Drake. According to Metro, Drake even tried to kill the song, but he was unable to do so. Metro tweeted, "I'm lame, but the first week after like that, you tried to block it at radio. I've been sitting on this email for a month now, but was just sparing you. Are you ain't like that record?"
That's his job. Yeah. If you got a record out talking trash about me and I could get that joint like not playing, I'm gonna use that card. What would he use that card?
Use that card. He probably thought it ain't going to really say nothing. It ain't really going to make no noise. And then was like, well, I'll be damned.
And if I can get that knocked out of rotation, I'm getting that thing knocked out of rotation. It's the same thing like they did on They Side when he had the song with Tupac. When he had Tupac AI in the song. They got the state to take it down. It's the same play.
Take it down. Yeah.
Thanks.
Also hinted that he had some heavy tea on Drake, saying, "Now go make another song, tell him more lies, cause we both know you can't tell everyone why I don't F with you. That wouldn't be a good look either for you, so I'ma spare us both with that."
Yo, and Drake knocks his girl off too, Metro Boomin. That's what all the stuff is coming from. Like, time you say something, he knock your girl
Drake
off.
knocking your girl off.
Yeah, he knocks his girl off. He's still hot about it.
New York City without anybody seeing.
On the song All To Myself, The Weeknd hinted that Drake allegedly tried to give him a very bad contract when he wanted him to sign to OVO back in the day. He said, "Look at how we're moving, baby. They could never diss my brother's baby. When they got leaks in their operation, I thank God I never signed my life away. And we never do that big talk. They shooters making TikToks." But right after that song hit
he said, "Yeah, I'm glad I ain't signed my life away." Because when you're like in a situation like that, you young, you're more vulnerable, so you might sign your life away. You end up blowing up, and then Drake would have been making all the money off of you, and you would have been making pennies. And he was like, "Yo, I'm glad that I didn't sign my life away because I'm making a lot of money and I'm not making pennies. Like, I know it would have been completely different if I would have signed for you. I wouldn't be living this life that I'm living, and I'm liking this life that I'm living."
Yeah, they're playing off the eagerness a lot of times.
Yeah,
the exposure.
Yeah,
you give a damn about face value. You need that bread.
Yeah, facts.
Real talk.
Airwaves, things took a seriously dark turn. There was a mysterious shooting at the home of The Weeknd's manager, Cash. Now, anyone who knows The Weeknd knows Cash. He's been riding with him since way back in the day. And thankfully, Cash himself wasn't harmed, but a security guard got hit and ended up in the hospital. It was a chilling reminder that sometimes the drama spills out of the music and into the real world. The police released a statement that said, "The victim, male, black, 37 years old, was inside a guard shack when he heard several gunshots and discovered he had been struck. The suspects, 3 male, no further details, fled from the location. LAFD responded and transported the victim to a local hospital in an unknown condition. Location, 17500 block of Jaden Lane, April 29, 2024 at 02:25 hours. It was referred.
So it had to be kind of like letting go from like a distance, because it seemed like he didn't really see him like that. He just heard it, and you feel what I'm saying? Probably did his little duck thing. Then like, "Oh, John, hey,
I'm hit.
Yeah, facts."
To as a home invasion, but the streets believe that it wasn't an ordinary invasion, but an ordered hit.
We're following breaking news. A security guard has been shot in Encino, and we now know the home has ties to the artist The Weeknd. Scott Reif live in Air 7 HD with details. Scott.
Them all nice cribs. Can't go wrong. Either one of those.
You see the emblem there on the basketball court. That's a record label of The Weeknd. And then you see the guard shack. You see a chair that's toppled over. And then
they all got them Fresh Prince houses where they got the big house and then they got the little small house to the side. Well, I guess it was like guest house. Pool house. Yeah.
See what appear to be evidence markers. Those could be shell casings. We don't know for sure. We can't tell with our camera, but we can tell they're investigating in the back.
People be having guest rooms. They got guest houses. It's crazy.
You stay over there.
Yeah.
Back of the home. LAPD officers are here. About 2:45 this morning, there was a shooting. The security guard was shot. Transported. Condition is unknown, so it's unclear right now if the security guard was shot during some sort of attempted robbery or burglary into the home, or if that security guard had been targeted here. We'll open up a little bit out of this shot and show you. It's reportedly a $12 million home that is believed to be owned by a
like a crib that big. Like, where were you in like try to decide to enter in from?
Yeah, because like the first thing I'm looking at is Yo, for him to have got shot, they was deep inside that crib.
Or they could have been on the outside. It was security, so security is before you can get to the crib.
Yeah, but where them shell casings was, where they had them things on the ground, that was damn in the basketball court.
Yeah, it was close.
Music industry executive with ties to the Weeknd.
Well, before we could process what was going on, Drake's beef with Kendrick blew up, and it got messy again. Drake and Kendrick dropped diss tracks back to back and back and forth to each other, and it was a no-holds-barred fight because they both fought dirty. For example, Kendrick claimed that Drake was allegedly a PDF file and that he got inappropriate with young girls. In his song Meet the Grams, he said, "Sandra, sit down, what I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think men just like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get effed up in the cell for the rest of their lives. He hates black women, hypersexualizes them, and kinks of an info fetish. Grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better. He got sex offenders on Hovio that he keep on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking." He also claimed that Drake was a coward.
Shout out to her. She mad talented. She could do the singing thing. She could do the rapping thing. She could do the commentary thing. Yo, she's well rounded.
Yeah, she just keeps your attention. She definitely keeps you entertained. I give her that.
Facts.
Who was hiding a secret from the world, pretending like his daughter didn't exist. Yeah, like he did with the Donnas, hiding the world from the kid and the kid from the world. But Drake, on the other hand, had Kendrick have to explain things, saying that he had DV rumors when Drake claimed that he was allegedly putting hands on his fiance and baby mama, Whitney.
Oh wait, this is true.
Yeah.
When they said you were in Vegas and you beat some guy bloody and you did something to some female.
Yeah.
And they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it again.
Yeah, because it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard made up.
I was like, Kendrick did that? I doubt it.
And that person who ever made that up owes an apology. Not
an apology.
Not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get abused. You dig what I'm saying? That's a real issue, and to be putting a person name that stands for someone way more better, that's been raised and way more better than that. That's not cool. There's people out there that really get abused, and there's women out there that get abused and don't say nothing.
Facts.
And, live their lives through that. So.
Because I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there'd have been a police report. You would have been arrested.
That's foolishness. That's ignorant. That's all the way ignorant to 100%.
When you hear things in the news, certain things I believe about artists. That story, I didn't even think that was remotely close to it.
Story about you, and I was like, there's no.
Drake also said, "You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. You did it dirty all your life, you trying to fake peace. I heard one of them little kids might be day free. Don't make it day freeze, cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then it's all making plenty effing sense to me. Ayy, let that show they breathe." So yeah, it was a hot mess. And Drake was fighting for his life against all the people in the industry. I told y'all, everybody hates Drake. Because the next thing we knew, there were reports that Drake's house in Toronto had been shot up and a security guard had been hit in what was referred to as a drive-by shooting.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News Chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with
Nice corner, Chris.
First hand pointing fingers at Kendrick, because he did make some threats when he was going back and forth at Drake, while he was exposing some messed up stuff about each other. Plus, Kendrick used a picture of Drake's house as a cover of his diss track, Not Like Us, showing his whole address. So when Drake's house got shot up, people claimed that it was because Kendrick had posted Drake's address. But as people pointed out, Drake's address had been public for a minute before he even...
Yeah, man, Kanye been posted that. But like Kanye said, it was in an interview that's like, how did you get Drake address? He says, Googleable. I just Googled Drake's address and it popped up.
started dissing Kendrick. But then things took a wild turn when Kanye West jumped into the chat, claiming that Drake had planned it out all along with his baby daddy Lucien Grange.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucien.
Oh, Lucien.
It's wild because a lot of stuff that I always listen intently when Kanye talks, when he get on his platforms and whatnot. Because he speaks in such a way where it's very clear if you're paying attention to what's going on around you. But if you're not, it's almost
it's gonna fly over your head.
It'll fly over your head. But it never fails. You always end up going back to something that he's already said a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then it starts making sense.
Yeah, and it's like we've been noticing when we first started reacting that a lot of the numbers is manipulated. And we could just tell just from different reactions, it's like which numbers was real and which numbers is being manipulated by the system to make it seem like it's something that is really not.
Yeah, because you instantaneously see the results.
Instant.
Work for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep, oh my God. Think about it.
Download.
According to the reports, Drake had allegedly planned it out with Lucien to take attention away from how Lucien was implicated in Diddy's federal case. But the moment Kendrick started throwing allegations of Drake being a creep, Lucien allegedly made Drake shut down the beef because it was drawing back attention to Lucien's case. Kanye even revealed it.
I didn't even think about that, but that's true. 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know who this guy was. Now I know exactly who he is because of the beef stuff. Even when Kanye West first heard his name, I seen that interview, and he was like, Lucien, I didn't know who he was. And then when I see his face, I know exactly who he is.
Right.
So he like, yo, let's shut this down. Got my face out here, got my name and stuff. Not right now. So it'd make a good thing. He's the head of UMG. He's the one that probably made the decision, along with other people calling them Nike, NFL, NBA. Everyone just like shut this down.
There's a lot of money being
lost right now.
Lost, and it should be all gains right now.
Facts.
It's in his song Like That remix, where he said, "It's a rap for ninjas. Where's Lucien? Serve your master, ninja. You caught a little bag for your masters, didn't you? Lifetime deal. I feel bad for ninjas. Y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think of a Drake line." But there's more to this story, y'all, because according to new reports, the Toronto police have allegedly stumbled on some information about how this drive-by was not a hit, but a diversion by Drake. Allegedly, Drake planned to use this shooting as a way to bow out of the beef with Kendrick without looking wet. I mean, who would expect him to keep dropping diss tracks when his house got shot up? According to a source, he allegedly didn't plan for the security guard to get hit, but things spiraled out of control. But fortunately, the security guard pulled through. Now, word on the streets is that the cops are still investigating and are deliberating about whether or not to bring charges against Drake for this. Yeah, it's given Jussie Smollett, and it's messy, and it kind of explains this concerning post that Drake made on Instagram.
Maybe this is criticism. Maybe that is. But when you die, will people notice? Well, I know there will be a lot of memories of me by a lot of people. Many will hate me, even so. A person needs to live with vigor. Otherwise, what's born?
It had people wondering about his mental health. I mean, this feud is very entertaining, but nobody really wants anyone to get hurt or hurt themselves. However, fans still call BS on this Drake shooting, and they've been leaving comments saying, "I call cap on this Drake property shooting." When you admit so matter-of-factly that you created fake stories as bait, which I think he lied about, how can I trust anything else you say? Kendrick doing numbers right now, and suddenly this?
Right.
Yeah, that's a crazy, what's that, a tweet, I guess?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, the way she, like, you already said you hand out fake information. Like, that's what you into. So I need to believe any of this. Kendrick doing this thing right now. You trying to take some light off of that and what?
It's like you discredited yourself. You the bull who cried wolf.
Yeah, almost, right?
When was the last time there was a shooting
Fake
in an
news.
upscale Toronto neighborhood? Drake setting up fake scenarios. And I really think Drake set the fake shooting just to come out and say the rap beef isn't worth it to avoid having to respond. And does anyone else think that this was all set up to distract us from the Diddy story? We're still waiting on the Epstein's list. But what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think Drake really out here faking shootings? Is he down that bad? Also, what do you feel about this The Weeknd situation? I didn't know The Weeknd was gangster like that. Drop your thoughts in comments below and then check out this next video.
It's Trey TV. Let's get it.
It's Lamar Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
You find us on Facebook, and when you do, follow the page, like something, leave some comments, and come back. All right, I'm gonna get right into this. It's a lot going on right now.
Definitely a lot going on.
From The Weeknd being like the gangster we never knew he was, to the assumption that a shooting was faked. You know, it's a lot of information to process, but it was definitely entertaining and helped my attention. I think it's crazy just looking at what we seen here. Where they're showing how everything's been so secluded and how he's kept everything so secretive with his different companies or whatever. And just to see the car listed in his name, I'm like, what?
Not smart.
That doesn't make any sense. But I thought it was an entertaining video. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why people put the cars in their name. We know with the Black Youngster thing with Young Dolph, when they went and shot up that car, the car they used was in Black Youngster's name. It's like, yo, what are y'all thinking when y'all keep doing this type of stuff? All these people around, you can put a car in anyone's name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they got you don't even need a license to get something in your name. You can put it in anyone's name. I thought it was crazy. I think it was a crazy situation if that was set up. I think the lady at the end made the best tweet when she said, yo, you give out fake stories all the time. Why would we believe anything, especially what's going on right now? Why wouldn't we think you trying to hand that story out? And then we seen DJ Academics come out with that story. What we know is your word, your mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's his right hand man.
You could have just gave him that for you. We heard Maul say the same thing, so you could have told, yo, Maul say this, Academics, let's get this going. But I don't think people are going for it. But they said it is an investigation going on. Can't wait to see what come from that. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.